Hello students! Today we'll be talking about figurative language. I encourage you to take notes during today's lesson. It may be beneficial to pause the video and record the information you see on the slides, as well as any other information you deem fit. Let's begin. Figurative language uses figures of speech to be more effective, persuasive, and impactful. There are two main reasons that writers use figurative language. Writers use figurative language, the opposite of literal language, to create original descriptions and to convey meaning beyond ordinary language. You will also have the opportunity to write with figurative language when we begin writing poetry later in the semester. Before we dive into the writing process, let's first get a basic understanding of the 6 main types of figurative language. First, let's talk about similes. A simile is a type of figurative language where a comparison of two things that have some quality in common occurs. The expression like or as is used to compare the two objects. Let's look at our first example. Her eyes were as blue as the sea. The color of her eyes and the color of the sea are the two things being compared using the word as. In our next example, after the football game, the boy was so sore he walked like a toy soldier. Here, the way the player is walking is being compared to the way a soldier walks using the word like. A metaphor, on the other hand, is a comparison of two things that have a quality in common without using the word like or as. For example, the computers at the school are old dinosaurs, or the kids were monkeys on the jungle gym. Notice the words like or as are not being used to compare the objects. Next, let's look at alliterations. An alliteration uses the repetition of the same beginning sounds in 2 or more words. The key here is that the same sounds are being used. It does not have to be the same letters. For example, crazy kangaroos kissed quietly. The k sound is being repeated here, not just the letter K. If you look at the other example, 7 snakes slithered silently. The s sound, as well as the letter S, are being repeated. Have you ever heard your parents say something like, "I told you to clean your rooms 1,000,000 times already"? Well, they are using an hyperbole here. And hyperbole is an extreme exaggeration. Let's take a look at another example. Here, our example says, "The books were stacked all the way up to the sky." This is another example of an exaggeration. The next type of figurative language we will be exploring is called onomatopoeia. An onomatopoeia is a word that sounds like the object or action it's referred to, like crack, snackle, or pop. Other examples may look like the bells clanged and jingled, or whoosh, the wind blew in and slammed the door shut. Lastly, we will be exploring personification. Personification is when non-human objects are given human characteristics. For example, the TV talked all night, and the moonlight danced across the water. Here, the moonlight did not literally dance across the water. However, the writer, through personification, is describing how the moonlight was being reflected on the water. Using personification invites imagery in this example. Now it is time to test your knowledge. Please pause this video and complete the mini figurative language quiz by entering the URL on your screen. You will be directed to enter a username. When directed, do so, and please enter your first name and last initial only. Good luck! Thank you for listening and watching today's video. I look forward to exploring figurative language with you all more in class. See you then.